Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. This evening's event, December the 10th, 2024. Some exhibition racing here tonight at Texas. My name is Blaine. Thanks for watching Tarnation TV. And welcome to my co-host, Rod Weston. G'day, sir. How you been?
Oh, not bad, not bad. Surviving the winter, Time to get the rust shaken off, come back and do a little broadcasting with you. New league, a lot of new things with these guys. Exhibition race tonight, trying to get some people out there, to maybe come join these guys, show them what they got. We're here to watch them have some fun, hopefully some good racing.
Yeah, the Moboil 10 Cup Series starts in 2025, but right now they are going to run here tonight, being obviously the 10th of December, and they'll run also next Tuesday as well, the 17th. Just little exhibition races to see, get out here on some tracks and do some racing, get some kinks ironed out. But yeah, it should be good stuff. Toby Roberson is responsible for this league, the Moboil 10. A little bit of a play on Mobile 1. And it's neat, man. We got about a dozen guys out here tonight.
Yeah, and it's kind of a last minute trying to get everything squared away for sure. He's been struggling around trying to get it all ready, but like I said, they're trying to prep for the 2025 season, and I think they'll get a lot of people here eventually. They just, like I said, we've got 10 drivers out there tonight, including you and I up here in the booth, and well, I think we'll have some fun. It's gonna be a good show. There's some good talent out here tonight.
Texas is cool, man. Like, this is a cool version of Texas. Toby was talking with us in the pre-race there, behind the scenes, about how they were slightly tweaking the grip lanes just to make this thing a little bit more of a multi-groove type of deal. So we should definitely be seeing some good old-fashioned racing tonight.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since we've done this. That's for sure. I trying to think back of how long it was the last broadcast we did. It was a while back. Was always depicted on Andy. Said he was going to trying to steal my job, and by God, he did steal it for a little while, didn't he?
He did for a couple of weeks. Yeah, you weren't available, so yeah, Andrew helped me out from Top Dragster. He was able to lend a hand. Of course, we've got all the other guys too, like Brian Wolf over there at Fluid Studios and Seth over there at FRM, the Joe Tone Network. There's all kinds of stuff going on here. But a lot of people broadcasting in the NASCAR 2003 community, which is always good to see. Some information on your screen right now. This is race 1 of 2 exhibition races. This week we're at Texas. Next week we go to Las Vegas. The Moboil 10 series officially begins in 2025. And of course, I forgot to mention, this league is open to everybody. There's links in the description below. That number 1 link you're going to find in the description will be the link to the Facebook page that Toby has created, and there is a ton of information on there to, upload car files, download car files, all the tracks, the season schedule. There's a lot going on, so very, very cool. A lot of info
and
there.
Remember, the game is free. I mean, back in the day we paid for it, but now it's a free game. You can download it at a few of the different leagues, different sites. Get yourself a wheel, come on in here and have some fun. If you're new at it, they'll help you get yourself squared away. A lot of guys in this leagues and in this racing are really, really good at helping people out, getting them help with their wheel settings and everything, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, like you say, get your wheel. You don't even need a wheel. We got guys with keyboard, joysticks, game pads, anything that can control this game can do it. It's very versatile that way. That was one of the astonishing things that I always thought was so cool about this thing, especially when it came out in the early 2000s, was, you could just get started with a keyboard, because that's how I started, with a keyboard, and then I had an old joystick that I used, and eventually started getting into the wheels, and gone through about 3 since then. So
you mentioned Andrew. Andrew's the game controller master at this. He does really well with it. Yep. And see, we got Tyler. I'll probably butcher some of these new names. Tyler Mallon on the pole.
Yep, that's right.
Jovan Anderson. I've raced with Jovan quite a bit. He is a talent. On the outside, Gary Heiser's got in there himself into the third, Now I got to look to see what the 4th place car is. So like I said, exhibition,
Keith.
we don't have all the colors.
Keith decided to run the stainless steel,
Yeah,
no paint, just straight
in a
up.
Ford. He said, I'd rather run a Chevy, but he's in a Ford.
He put this. He's got the contingency decals on the side. That's all he's got.
And we're getting ready to go green.
Green flag racing here, the Moboil 10 series. Thank you for watching Tarnation TV. Subscriptions for the next 3 minutes are absolutely free.
Tyler Mallon takes off in the good restart. Actually pulled out in front of Joven, and then got back down to the bottom. Of course, Gary Heiser got into the second there. I think just kind of seeing something new track to me. Looks like that bottom groove is going to be the little bit better way. Early going, tire wear might come into play. You might see people going to the high side, but
yeah, they are running 3X tonight.
Woo, they got a little bump there.
Door banging. Tyler Mallon.
Looks like Gary got a little bit of loose in the entrance of the corner there, and just slid up the track 4 wide down the backstretch there for a bit.
Wow. Yeah.
We're not at Talladega, boys. Come on.
Yes, Texas is a wide track, but it's a fast track. You got to be careful.
I believe it's probably one of the fastest. It changes every once in a while. Talladega, Atlanta. I mean, obviously Talladega are fast. But as far as like the non-super speedway tracks, Texas, Atlanta, and I'm trying to remember, I think there was one more that they keep kind of switching out who goes the fastest. Usually depending on who gets a new pavement too.
I know Texas and Atlanta are very similar design. The big D-shaped ovals like that, where they're not a super speedway, but you'll be doing 210 mile an hour down the back straightaway or something. And we are racing with Cup physics tonight too. This isn't the Craftsman truck physics. This is a Cup physics package. So these cars are a little bit lighter.
We got Keith Bynum worked his way up to the lead after that little episode with Gary Heiser and Tyler Mallon. And
Tyler
he's
Mallon
managed
too.
to get up too. Yeah.
Got to mention him. He's, because of he created Free Cam. He's a big contributor to this community and has been for a while. So he does some cool stuff.
I thought that name sounded familiar because you had talked a lot about him back when we first started doing the broadcasting. I didn't realize that was him.
I've tried all the versions of Free Cam. I've always gone back to version 2.3.1. It seems to be I'm most comfortable using that one.
Randy Waz out there riding high on the outside of Javon.
Richard Corey's watching.
See, like I told you, Corey's out. Corey, he's just come into second there, Corey. So, but he actually did that pass on the outside. So, either the outside group's coming in, or maybe Jovan's saving a little bit.
Did
Randy's
he do it on the outside?
charge.
Let's back that up and take a look at that. He did. Just back that up. Yeah, he got to the outside of Jovan. Took him a little while to get around him, but it looks like, maybe about a lap or so.
Yeah, he ran about a lap and a half or so on the outside of him, and actually made it work.
What track are they on?
Texas.
Y'all streaming that?
Yep.
Yeah, buddy, Chris Elliott in the booth.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, all good, buddy.
We're live.
It's all good.
Now I got to pay 2 co-hosts.
Yeah. There we go.
I'll let you slide on this one, Glenn.
Awesome.
Chris just getting done with his golf tournament. We play a little golf tournament with the guys over there. Well, we call it the Elliott clan because there's more Elliots over there than there anybody else.
Working our way back through the field here too. I'm looking at the 39 right now. Denny Carroll. That thing's cool. Quicken Loans. The black and yellow. The Army car there. It's black and yellow is always so cool.
And you're gonna see a few different cars as the season comes in. Really, this, like we said, there was kind of a last minute try to get everything squared away together, and they're actually driving retro cars. They're just grabbing cars out of that were in the game and getting something that's closest to their number and took it out there and gone racing.
Well, and anybody who's interested in what mod we're running tonight, this is the DMR Cup 12. ST version 1.0A. Very complicated file name, but it is the 2012 Cup cars. So that's a little bit different. Most leagues run the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series 2019 mod, but this league, Toby, they're going with 2012. They're keeping it early 2000s.
Of course, the one guy snuck in a car in there, and that's John Godfrey, currently in the 7th position. He is in the number 3 Goodwrench Chevrolet. I would say it's painted up almost like the last time that Junior ran in the, I think it was Talladega with the number 3 Wrangler car for RCR in the Busch Series for Xfinity now.
Did Junior run the blue and yellow Wrangler?
Yep, and I can't remember what year it was, but it was about cool. It was a few years back. He ran the number 3 for RC and for RCR. He drove the an RCR car in the Nationwide, or actually say Xfinity Series.
Richard Childress Racing, for those of you who don't know what RCR means. Oh, some contact back there. There's Toby Roberson, the guy who created the league and also created a blue and yellow stripe on that wall back there.
Okay, so he's in the Menard's car back, Peak Menard's car back there, Chevrolet, the old Paul Menard car.
Bobby Labonte right in front of him. I mean, Tyler Mallon.
Yeah. Yeah, we were joking around earlier about how we were going to be doing that. Kevin Harvick in the 29 there.
Yeah.
Gary Heiser.
I think Heiser usually runs a 29, doesn't he?
He runs the 3.
Oh, no, he runs the 3, right.
Yeah.
So there's a link there. Harvick took over, and did Harvick not run the 3 for a little while?
He usually runs it 3, but what it does is that there was no 3 in the game, so he just grabbed what was close and handy. And
That's
then,
what I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, Godfrey came in with it, and they were joking around earlier how they were going to fight over the 3. John was just like, it was one I had. It was an old, he goes, I had to dig it out and clear the dust off from it and blow it off a little bit and get it out on the track.
Yeah. Let me know when I fall out. My game just locked up.
Okay.
Temporary broadcast outage due to, I don't know, I tripped over the extension cord and pulled the plug or something. I'll come up with an excuse. But we're just going to chalk that up to NASCAR race in 2003 season. So.
And you dropped.
Awesome. I will.
Okay, and Bobby Farrell is running the number 3 Matco Tools Ford Fusion tonight. Kind of going through the field, just kind of give you an idea of the people that are out there. Tyler's working his way back up to the 7th position after that little earlier incident with Gary Heiser, and he's working its way back up towards the front.
Some great racing out there, too. The yellow flags are on. Damage is set to moderate.
You have to have a little bit of damage just to keep them honest.
Yep.
That's my theory. Although we've seen some of the leagues do no damage and have good success with it, but they are also penalties incurred. Jeff Goodpaster's out there just trying to get up to Keith Bynum there in 5th place in the 33. I'm trying to see the sponsor on that. Kroger's. That would probably have been a... Oh, no. Here I go.
Kroger's. Yeah, I don't know.
No, it was 50. Drove the 50. 15 for Michael Waltrip Racing. Come on, Rod. You know his name.
Guys, I'm going to hop out of here. Good job, guys. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep, we'll catch you guys later.
Spingate. Do you remember Spingate? God, why can't... Oh, God, his name's right there, and I can't think of it. Clint Boyer.
Oh, Clint Boyer. Yeah.
Yeah, driving the Clint Boyer.
I should know Clint Boyer. I got his 07 Jack Daniels jacket hanging in the closet.
There you go. Randy Wass currently running in 3rd. He got up there, got into 2nd. Has dropped back
I said,
to 3rd.
ooh, and they're going around. John Godfrey, the yellow flag is up. Toby and Godfrey got a little bit wobbly there. We'll back that up to see what happened.
Well, it's not too bad. It's the 18 laps before we had a caution.
Yeah.
That's cool. This is one of those tracks that got the defense lights up when the caution comes out. The whole front stretch, the posts on there light up the yellow lights so the fans can see it.
Oh, do they? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, every other pole lights up. So Denny Carroll has made his way. I was working my way up through the field. Denny Carroll in the Army car, the 39, old Ryan Newman car. He has made his way up to second place just behind Jovan Anderson, who's in the 93 Amco.
That's
Toyota.
actually his car. That's actually his car.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You are going to try to make me guess to see who that car was back in the day?
It's funny how like some of these guys are like, yeah, no, I'll upload a car. Like they just have a car made for every mod.
As much racing as some of these guys do, I can imagine that, you know, there's and the amount of mods that are out there in different leagues that run different cars. You know, some people have them.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't have one for this one.
I believe I might have one, but it would be for the CTS physics one.
Right, yeah. Which is easily exported and imported into a different...
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just keeping an eye on Tyler. Just overshot at the pit.
Yeah.
Having to back up. That's going to hurt him big time. Decides that's it. He went right out. And there was 4-tire stop for pretty much for everybody. I would imagine Tyler was first one off, but I don't think he's able to get into his pit. So I think you'll see him come back in to pit.
I just noticed something. So I'm in cockpit here with Jovan Anderson, and you can see that it says moron on the dashboard because you're actually able to paint that part of the car. I created a car for Stephen Brandstetter, and I just put a little TV down there with a screenshot from Talladega Nights, the movie. So now we're going to go through the field in the cockpit of all these guys just to see what is written on the dashboard here. Interstate batteries, number 18. Well, there's nothing for Toby. Nothing for Gary. Watch that speed, Keith Bynum. Nothing. And moron for Jovan Anderson. So FYI, everybody, when you're painting the car, there's a template. Or in the template, you'll find, watch that speed, that one right there, the bottom right of your screen. That's what it says by default, which is kind of boring. That's why I changed. I changed the one they made for Steven to make it look like a little television.
Tyler did go into the pit.
And apparently,
that's cool that
the word moron.
And put the Talladega Nights like he's watching the movie. That's cool.
While he's driving, yeah. I made it black and white because I didn't want to make it too obnoxious with all the colors and stuff, because if people drive in the cockpit, you're going to be staring at that. Yellow flag on the course. This evening's race is 25% in length, which is a total of 84 laps. Of course, the regular season, when it starts next year, there's a total of 48 races. If you decide to run the entire thing, there will be 48 races split up into two 24-race segments, and then 8 segment, and then every 8th race, I think Toby was saying, is also, they have little winners. So if you can't commit to all 48 races, you can still pop in for a few. You have a chance to win those mini segments, that big half segment, or the entire thing altogether. And it could be quite the journey getting into a 48 race season like that. Different track every week. Points are tracked, and yeah, a lot of an ambitious, very ambitious to say the least. It should be fun to watch where this goes.
And Toby was talking with us earlier. He was kind of really wants to try to keep it around what the racing would have been like in the in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, they do have the lucky dogs. And wave rounds. And I don't think we asked that, but I'm pretty sure they'll be doing wave rounds. And double file restarts. So a lot of leagues do that. Just because it is kind of a pain sometimes, because of people will get black flags if you jump the start or whatever. So
yeah.
But they did say that they would be changing that if races later during the race, should the cautions get to be a little bit too much because of the double file restarts, which is a lot of leagues do that as well. So there's some good stuff to get out there to let people know what you're looking for if you come in racing with them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I think it said 4 cautions. They switched to double file here tonight. They're going to do 3. But then again, it's the nature of the cautions too. If it's just guys slipping and sliding, spinning out on restarts, okay, let's do single file. That accident that we saw today, I'm not really sure they would take that into account because that was just sort of a racing thing.
Lights are out off on the pace car, and we're getting ready, pulling down on pit road, getting ready to go back to green with Jovan Anderson on the front row. Denny Carroll on the outside. Randy
Bobby
Waugh
Farrell pulls off to the side there.
He might have got a little loose.
Yeah, on Bobby Farrell there. I was
Still
focused
going.
on Bobby, and he just kind of pulled over, but...
Talking with Toby earlier, he said that they had to kind of tweak the setup a little bit just because it was a little bit loose on the start. So he might have just spun the tires on the start there.
Possibly, yeah.
Tyler's already made up 1 position. Louis Robeson's back there in the back. Kind of eyeing everything out, I guess. I started to count, try to see how many Chevys we had, Toyotas, and Fords. No Dodges out here today.
Nope. 1, 2,
4
3,
Chevys.
4, 5 Chevys.
Okay, 5.
3 Fords,
3 Fords.
and 2 Pontiacs.
2 Toyotas. 2 Toyotas.
Oh, sorry, Pontiac chassis. Yeah, Toyota.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the RLM or at the GNL TV play. So yeah, they've changed the Pontiac chassis. Yeah.
Yeah, you cheated.
Oh, of course.
Actually, that's because the original part of the game, Pontiac was involved in NASCAR.
Yeah.
And of course, Pontiac is actually no longer a car division, so it's no longer there. So what people did that created the mods is the Toyota chassis was built onto the Pontiac chassis. So.
Yeah, like there's always chassis 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yep.
So you can have 4 different chassis in the game. The game will see them as Ford, Dodge, Chevy, and Pontiac. But yeah, they can literally make them whatever they want. Like there's usually that generic one. Like they usually have one that's just kind of looks like a car, and then you can just make the template whatever you want. Mercedes-Benz, Saab. I've seen some pretty wild templates.
Randy Waugh has actually made his way out to the lead. So
Randy Waugh to the lead. We were focused back here watching Malin and Bynum side by side here for 6th spot.
He snuck up there and took the lead. Got Denny Carroll right behind him, and Jovan Anderson's kind of just lagging back there in 3rd. Now, like I said, Jovan's pretty good, so he might be playing a little bit smarter, trying to save some tires, or maybe that. I think that Randy usually drives a Dodge, and he's in a Ford. Maybe find out. Maybe he's got that SR9 motor in there, and he's finding out that Ford's got a little more horsepower.
Laps led this evening. Jovan Anderson with 13. Keith Bynum has led 11. Randy Waugh has 3. Tyler Malin has 1. Retired cars tonight. John Godfrey, unfortunately, was forced to retire after that incident.
Did you know that I'm not sure exactly what version of the game, but there was a version of the game, and I believe it might have been NASCAR 3 or maybe 4, that the Pontiac had the best aero as far as straight line speed. The Chevy had like an intermediate, and I think it was like the Ford or something like that had more downforce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was, but they only did it with one of the series, and I'm not really sure which one it was. But they had a little bit different characteristics, because kind of sort of like what they're doing now, or yes and no. I mean, but back in the day, the car looked more like the street car per se. So it would be win on Sunday, sell on Monday. So the car body shape would be pretty much closer to what the original car would be. Then NASCAR, basically what kind of stopped that was the truck series, when Dodge built the trucks with the really narrow nose, and it aerodynamically became a big advantage. And then, of course, they just went crazy and started making them all aerodynamic.
Aero Wars.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then finally NASCAR put a stop to it. So you think about it, look at a truck now, like you look at a GMC or Ford or even a Dodge, and now they're just flat nosed.
Right.
You go back about 10 years and you start looking at some of the trucks, they were starting to get aerodynamic in the nose.
There's a new truck mod coming, I believe, too, because they've redesigned the truck series, right?
Yeah, somebody has done a new version. Yep.
Yes.
Kenny Carroll looking down at the bottom there on the front stretch, but not quite there.
Yeah, they've been kind of getting close to Randy and then kind of falling back a little bit. Good Pastor and Jovan were getting a little racy there as well. So
Denny's got it there. Denny got a little bit of a draft there. Just put his nose down into turn 3. Can't quite. Well, for a minute there, I didn't think he was gonna, but he's starting to get a little more grip on the bottom.
Randy's really good on that outside line, though, because he was making passes up there.
Yeah. I think a lot of it, too, though, is Jovan was behind him. Now Jovan went down behind Denny. I think you'll see Denny. Remember, this is one of the higher speed tracks. We're seeing speeds of 180, 185 miles an hour. Aero's going to play a big part. Drafting, on the straightaways. I'm sure they're lifting for the corners a tad, but drafting on the straightaways is going to help.
Well, speaking of lifting for the corners, we're following Denny Carroll there. I clocked him at 198 on the back straight, lifted to drop down to 178. So having to lift to drop 20 mile an hour to get through those corners, but this is a fast track here. We'll track him again here now. Back straightaway, top speed's going to be 196 down to 175 through the turn.
So Randy's hanging tough back there in the fourth spot, third spot. The biggest advantage he had was the 2 cars in front of him were pulling up on the straightaways, and that's keeping him, kind of going. But when they just went kind of side by side, it opened up for a good passer a little bit. He's going to probably get Randy. I think Randy's probably just, I don't know. There you go. So
that was close. Really close to each other
he
there.
Got loose.
Yeah, he had a bad injury. Good pastor.
Yeah.
They almost touched. He was able to avoid contact, but that threw off his line into that corner. So Good Pastor slipped up a little bit. Randy saw that, took advantage of it.
Randy did a great crossover. Puts him a little high to.
Same thing happened to Randy right there.
Yeah, he got a little tight. Just kind of run him a little high. Jovan, while we were watching them guys back there, Jovan managed to get underneath Denny Carroll. So that changed it a little bit too. When the 2 guys in front of him were side by side, that changed the aero on the 2 guys behind him. And it kind of gave, didn't give them guys one of the lines an advantage now that they're back single file in front of them.
Yep, now Anderson in the 93, back to the leading the race. Let's just say that.
Randy finally, after about 3 laps, passed Good Pastor. Tyler Mellons, he's starting to catch up behind him, running these guys down. Good Pastor on the high side. I think he's getting a little tight. He seemed like he just drifted up on that corner a bit.
Jovan looked like he's running away with it now.
I think Jovan was saving a little bit. Now, one thing we didn't look into was how many laps they could go on fuel.
Yeah, they pitted under yellow at lap 20. So we're 20 laps into this run currently.
I might be able to find that out if you give me just a second.
Yeah, and they're running a 3x multiplier, so they're probably getting pretty close to needing to pit here. Gary Heiser there in the 29, right behind the silver car of Keith Bynum. No sponsor this evening on Keith's ride. Straight out of the shop and onto the track.
Tried to get a hold of Denny, but he would just... He's focusing on his race, and I couldn't hear him. I was trying to figure out what they were getting for mileage.
Yeah, I guess we're going to find out. We've been green ever since that last stop at 20, so... see when they start peeling down here.
Yep. So, Denny Carroll's just dropped back to third place. Tyler Mallon is actually catching, had been running up through the pack slowly but surely. He got himself back up into the second position. Now the thing is can he run down Jovan Anderson? Jovan's got about just over, a little over a second, under a second lead. Two Toyotas that are out there tonight are out running 1 and 2. We're kind of curious on pit. Whoop, now Jovan Anderson is coming down pit road. And a whole bunch of them are coming in and following him. Goodpaster spun out on the entrance of pit road. I don't know if that brought out a yellow or not. And we know Tyler Mallon pitted a little bit later than everybody else, so he'll probably come in the next time around. Try to catch up with him to see what he's going to do. Yeah, he's slowing down to the 18, and Bobby Labonte, Tyler Mallon, has actually come down to pit road. Now, that leaves the lead should go to Bobby Farrell, but Bobby Farrell, I don't see if he's not on the lead lap. Okay, so he must have pitted a little earlier and we didn't catch that. So now the question is will he come out far, ahead enough to where he's going to be with the lead cars, or will they surpass him? Let's see if we can find Jovan Anderson. I know you guys can't see. You're stuck where William let us. Okay. Jovan must have gotten a speeding penalty. He went back down pit road.
Yeah, I saw that. I was locked on to... Thanks for covering me there.
No problem. I just don't know what happened to Jovan there. I was going through the field, and not really 100% sure what happened to him. He should have come out the lead, but he did again.
Yeah, my GNL is showing him... Yeah, it doesn't say a penalty. It may have disappeared. I had to let the dog out for a bathroom break. So thanks for covering me. Hopefully the car I was locked onto was doing some cool stuff. So green flag pitting. And so it looks like about a 25 lap window then for fuel.
Yeah.
So we will definitely need to pit one more time.
Gary Heiser came out with the lead, and he's got Jovan Anderson right in front of us. So Jovan's going to have to... He's going to have to kick it up a little bit, stay in front of Gary. Gary, I'm pretty sure, is pretty tickled to try to get by him and try to put him a lap down.
Yeah. They do have Lucky Dog and Wave around here.
Yeah.
A lot of the
Mallon
rules...
has made his way all the way up to second. So he's about a second behind Gary Heiser, but... We'll see how he can make up that time. Carroll's down back there in the third spot. Pastures, he's in fourth, and he's about 5 seconds behind the leader, but he also spun on the entry of pit.
Oh, did he spin getting into the pits?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a pretty... Is this a
tough
tough pit road to get into? I'm trying to remember Texas.
On this version, I'm not sure. If you run it like, if you're trying to do it as best you can, trying to cut the delta time down,
right?
And you come in there a little bit late, and hard, it can be a little bit hard to keep the thing down. He might have there was a bunch of them that pitted together, so I can take a quick look to see what happened.
Currently looking at the battle here for second place, Tyler Mallon and Denny Carroll in the 39. Seeing if Denny can find his way around that 18 car. Join us next week, same time, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for some more exhibition racing here at the Moboil 10s Cup Series. series will be in full swing.
And I have an answer to that question.
2025.
He got a little assistance.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He slowed down to come in there, and Keith Bynum just got in, locked up the tires, and when he locked them up, once you lock up the tires, then you're just along for the ride, and got into the back of Goodpasture.
Okay. Do you have a time frame? I can go back and look at it.
You would ask me just after I jumped off.
I was going to say, yeah.
You keep them busy. I'll give you a timestamp.
Oh, Goodpasture is no longer on the track.
That would have been
Goodpasture has retired, I think.
And that would be about 27 seconds into it.
27 minutes?
7 minutes, sorry. My bad. 27.5, 15.
Okay. So go back here and see what happened with Goodpasture getting spun around on pit road. The beginning of the 27th minute.
So now I was off wandering and watching that. Denny Carroll managed to get by Tyler Malum. I'm going to get it right. And got himself into the second position. There were about 20 laps, a little less than 20 laps to go. And we pitted, so I think there's one more pit stop before we stop. So Tyler might be just a little bit saving the tires a little bit for the latter part of the run, or possibly you might see some 2 tire stops because it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, with a 20, I'm thinking around that 25 lap window. Now I'm wondering what happened to Goodpasture. Did he get disconnected? Apparently, I've got packet errors. I'm not seeing Goodpasture. He did,
hit, but he might have. I think he come out. He was about 5 or 6 seconds behind.
Yeah, he's no longer on the track right now, though. It looks like he has fallen out of the race server.
Well, Gary Heiser's still our leader. Slowly but surely, Denny Carroll is running him down. Biggest advantage he has, Denny Carroll's got Tyler Malum right behind him, so they're kind of drafting together, but Gary Heiser's also drafting off from Javon Anderson, so
yeah,
who's still waiting for that caution. He's going to need that caution to get him back into this race. Doesn't get it soon enough, although he is a talent. You have to start in the back with a very short amount of races. Even though there's not as many people, it's not going to be that easy to get to the front.
Well, you were saying Jovan must have served a penalty because now he's on the tail end of the lead lap. So something happened on pit road that forced him to pass through. Serve a penalty, I'm guessing.
Watching Gary Heiser, he looked just on that last lap like he's starting to get a little tight on exit. I think he's just trying to stay with Jovan so that he can keep those 2 cars behind him, but they are slowly but surely picking away at it. Well, now he gained that time, so he's trying to hang with Jovan so he can use Jovan to pull him along because
that is a bonus. Being able to draft with a car like a leader car that's not damaged. So like Jovan's not off pace; he's just a lap down after having served a penalty. So Gary's in a good spot. Save a little bit of fuel doing this too.
Yeah, like I said, I'm thinking I didn't really keep track of that, but I'm pretty sure that we've got one more pit stop. So it's a question of how far can they go, and then it's who takes 2 tires. How bad are their tires? Because you may not be able to do a complete run. Mind you, I didn't get a chance to practice it up or whatnot. Unfortunately, my wheel's not hooked up, so. Now, Gary Heiser just off turn 4, just bounced it off the wall. That's going to hurt him a bit.
Malum is now in front of Carroll.
Carroll gained a little bit on him there, and Javon's starting to pull away from him. I know he's probably just trying to see if he could hang on with him as long as he could to try to get that advantage.
Now that black box on the left side of the screen there, underneath that TarnationTV.com, that's the interval to the leader. So the leader being the 29, that's his average lap speed. Then it shows the interval from the leader for all the cars. So they are gaining on Gary. Focused on Gary right now in the lead position.
Kind of missed it, but Tyler Mallon got himself back into the second position. And so, like I said before, they were saving a little bit. Now,
we actually saw that one. I was focused on that one. They were racing for second.
Oh, good. So he's now he's probably getting closer to the end of the run. You know, not going to use those tires again, so he's going to burn them up, try to see if he can't get himself out front into the lead. He's running him down fast.
He is, yeah. And we're coming up on another pit stop. I'm guessing somewhere around 70, lap 70, if they're going to pit again.
Yeah.
And
like I said, I didn't keep track.
Yeah, from there, they'll be good for the rest of the race. Here he is. He got in beside him. Gary might just let him go.
Yeah, Gary was starting to get really, really tight. So, and people don't understand that they're all running the same setup. But certain drivers can run a tight setup. Certain drivers like loose setups. You know, and certain drivers just they drive too hard at the beginning and they kind of wear the tires down. And Gary's tires just kind of fell off, and Tyler is able to keep his tires underneath him and take the lead. Pulling away slightly. I don't think you'll see him really try to lengthen it up too much, just because he knows he's going to have to pit soon. But, you know, it's about the same. They turned about the same lap time there, the last lap.
Toby Roberson on pits.
Yeah. So
Gary
and I
Heiser.
see Denny Carroll's not there anymore, so he's pitted.
Bynum, Bobby Farrell on his way down. Yeah, I thought they were going to be able to get to lap 70. Guess not. Whoa, just a little bit of a tag there. Tyler Mallon getting into, who's that, Joven? Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say I think possibly that Randy Waugh must have got a penalty because he wasn't lapped, and he's now back down on pit road.
Oh, Mallon got that thing in there on a crazy gnarly angle. Let's see if he's going to be able to change the left side tires. Yes, they are. Okay, I'm always wondering about if you're too close to the wall, they will not change those tires.
Yep.
Jovan Anderson out in front of Mallon. A couple of cars are a lap down. Of course, we're in a pit cycle now. I have to let these guys kind of get moving here. There's Toby Roberson, 27.
And Gary Heiser is going to look, if he had a good clean stop, he just rolled past Tyler on the backstretch. So he should have the lead. I'm sorry, I just was watching to see what was going on.
Yep, at the line, Gary Heiser does have the lead. You said he did swat the right side of that car off the wall, though, so a little bit of damage.
Yeah, a little bit. Moderate damage, he might be okay. It all depends on how hard he hit it. But now you're talking, we're close to 15 laps to go. Mm-hmm. Tyler's on new tires. You're going to see he's going to drive the wheels off to try to see if he can run down Gary.
Jovan Anderson has retired. It just
that's too bad.
Pulled down the pits and retired. Randy Waugh coming off the pits.
Toby Roberson's managed to work his way up into the 5th spot. A little ways behind. I think he might have had a little trouble with the pit stop there or something to get him back there.
And Jeff Goodpaster fell out of the server, but I don't believe he's actually reconnected. He's still MIA.
Keith Bynum.
Sorry.
Keith Bynum in the, I will call it the metal car.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Out there. He's out there. You know, the Ford, yeah. The Annie, Hubcap Annie Ford.
It's like you've heard of that movie, that movie or that book, 50 Shades of Grey? Not here, people. This is just one shade of gray. That's all it is.
Yeah. But he's currently running in the fourth position. He's about 10 seconds back.
Yep, currently sitting about 10 1/4 last time by the stripe. There's Bobby Farrell. Yep, in the 9. That's a cool looking paint job too. Mac Tools number 9. He's a couple laps down. Currently rocking the 6th position.
Kenny Carroll is acting in 3rd and having a good race. Not too far away from the leader, but you can see him.
Yep.
Whether you can catch him or not, we're about 12 laps to go.
This is
everybody
a
can
lap
make
car.
it on fuel.
Well, we don't know that. Everybody should be able to make it on fuel as long as they took enough. Because you do have the option for splash, half, full can, can and a half, and 2 cans. So depending on the strategies, they might try to run as light as they can and maybe only take a can and a half, or maybe only, you can't do it on 1 can, but you never know, right? These guys know the mathematics, and it's possible. I don't think anybody's running out of gas tonight, but
yeah, but no, you're correct. People you can choose that, and I've seen drivers do that, and I've done it before, where you don't take a full can in 2 tires. So if you take a full can of fuel and 2 tires, it's pretty close. As long as the tire change goes well and the fuel change goes well, you may end up waiting like a millisecond on the fuel. So you would only take a can and 2 tires, so that way that it just takes that little bit of time and it saves you some.
And that's the great thing about this sim is over 20 years old, and the fact that when you're on pit road, you can make those decisions on how many tires, how much fuel. You can still collide with other cars on pit road.
Yep.
You're in complete control of your car the whole time. You line it up in the pit stall. You have to stop the car on the marks. You got to watch when you're coming out, especially if there's like a 40-car field. Pit road can get pretty busy. You start bouncing off other cars. It's crazy. A lot of NASCAR games have, you select to pit, and the game just takes control of your car for you. And it sort of takes out the fun of pitting. This, in my opinion, is one of the best series of games ever, because you are always in control of your car, no matter if you're pitting, and you had to nail it, That's why it's a simulator.
Well,
nobody takes control of your car in a real race and parks it for you. Cars don't become ghosts on pit road so you don't damage your car. Like, I know iRacing, when you hit pit road, you can't collide with other cars. It's weird.
Yep. No, I never liked that.
No.
So we're getting about pretty close, 5-6 laps to go. I was going to say Gary was sitting pretty good, but then I noticed that he's reeling him in.
Yeah, he's within a second now. You can see that interval up the top there, 0.86 seconds last time past the start-finish line.
He can see him in that green car in that rear view mirror, so he's got to basically flip the mirror up and just keep looking forward and drive that thing.
We're going to get a fresh time update there now from 86 to 49. He cut it in half.
Yeah, he's coming.
Yep. That time updates every time a car passes the line, and it's instantaneous. The ticker that rolls across the top of the screen will relay that information, but it needs to do a full lap of ticker stuff. So that's why I tend to put up this little black box right here. So when that car touches the stripe, it'll update that time. So from 0.49 down to 0.22, he cut it in half again. And now it's not even there's no point in even looking at it, because now we're racing.
About 4 laps to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the good thing about that is too, is like when you were talking about the ticker, we've got 10 cars out here tonight. Well, shorter now, but they're all 10 cars out there. That ticker is going to go by a little bit quicker with 10 cars. When you got a 40-car fuel, you hit the line, and it could take a while to go through all those.
There's the lead.
Tyler takes it on the outside.
Yeah. Passes Gary on the outside. I was curious if the 39 in the 3rd position is probably hoping these guys are going to start racing. If Denny Carroll is like, hey, can you guys do some racing? Let me catch up.
Yeah, and they get 2 side by side. That slows them down.
Yep.
Now,
Just
it
Keith
looks
in
like
fourth.
Gary's like gotten a little tight. He's been getting tight at the end of the runs, so not getting through the exit of the corner like Tyler is.
There's Toby right there. We found him in the 5th place car. He is on the lead lap. Now, he is the last car on the lead lap. Randy is a lap down. So is Bobby Farrell. Keith
Randy
Bynum in
be
the
the
one
last
shade of
car
gray.
running. Nope. Yeah, Randy would be the last car running. I just saw the numbers changed on Goodpaster, but that's just he just lost another lap to the leader. So
Yeah, Goodpaster has not retired. He got disconnected from the race server, so his laps are... It shows he's still running, but he's not on the track. Malin in first place, as this went from a 0.3 up to a 0.6 second gap. Let me guess. 1.2? Nope, 1.1. He's been doubling.
last lap, he's got the car going really, really good, comfortable lead,
Yep.
pulling away from him. So
Yeah, he's he reeled him in, and now he's driving away. 0.3, 0.6, 1.1. That goes from 1.1 to 2.1. Added another second. That'll be it. Your winner.
and he started on pole, got kind of knocked back a little bit, worked his way back up to the field a little bit, come back to the lead, and actually came around and won the race.
Yeah.
We can be
Great
pulling
run.
the top 3 up here, I guess, to let them just chit chat about it and see if we can let them talk. Well, they talk about their sponsors. But the sponsors they seem to be running tonight.
Well, a fantastic race today. We only had one yellow flag. Very,
I
very
thought
good
you were-
race.
I thought he was going to go down and chew up the grass, but here he goes.
He's thinking about it.
There he goes. Let's see if we can grab Denny Carroll and bring him up. Denny Carroll, Rod Weston, Blaine Donnelly up in the booth. 3rd place finish tonight. How'd the car go?
Well, it was all right. My
You ran
spotter
around.
said 10 to go, and I looked down and I had to slow down. I wasn't going to have enough gas.
So me and Blaine were talking about that, whether or not when you pitted, you didn't take a full tank.
Well, yeah, but I didn't realize it was that far into the race. I thought we had another pit stop coming.
Oh, okay.
I never looked. And when he said 10 to go, I was like, uh-oh. I pulled my gas tank up and looked, and I was about a half lap short.
Oh, man. That close,
So
though.
I had to slow down and let him go.
It's awesome. So,
Yeah, if I hadn't, I would have. If I'd have run it as hard as I could still, I'd have run out of gas.
and I see Tyler's made his way to Victory Circle.
He did.
Well, you want to thank anybody for and whatnot for tonight, and we figured we'd bring you up here just to say hi. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish, and we'll give you the floor, and you can thank us people.
Howdy, Blaine.
Hey, man. Yeah, like, are you going to be racing here full time? What are you thinking, man? It's a pretty hefty schedule.
I didn't know nothing about it till today. I would like to. I like races like this.
Yeah, every week the schedule on the Facebook page is wild. They've got a lot of stuff planned. There's a lot of races.
Yeah, I would like to, really. I like cup physics.
Yeah, the cup. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, the cup physics is a cool thing.
Yeah, I messed up not paying attention to my gas, which Rob's supposed to help me learn strategy.
I'm sorry, I wasn't racing then. My wheel wasn't hooked up.
You still had a whisper for me. You should have said, "Hey, look at your gas."
Yeah. I whispered to you once, but I don't know why it didn't work, because I was trying to figure out what you guys can get for gas mileage. But
I answered you. You didn't hear me. I think it was like 22 laps. 22. But, everybody's different. It depends on how you run.
Yeah.
Some guys get a lap or two more than everybody else. It depends on how you run your car. Dang, I can't believe I got him that short.
Do you want to thank anybody, or do you just,
Yeah, I'm good. When I seen my gas, I just kind of got sad and backed off.
Well, thanks, Danny. We're going to see if we can get Tyler up here and then chat with him.
That's awesome.
All right, thanks, guys. I can't wait to watch this.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks.
Do you have the export, Rod? I totally
I don't.
I quit the game.
I can get
wait, I'll blame
Tyler,
somebody else. I'll blame Tyler.
We were gonna grab Gary, but he disappeared. Good job. You got a little bit bounced off there the early part of the race, went to the back, kind of come back up through a little bit, pitted a little different strategy than everybody else, and then came right up through to win at the end.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you to Toby Roberson for putting this on. This series I can tell it's going to be something good. I'm planning to show up here a lot. Those long green flag runs were a lot of fun. Just saving the tires and trying out some different lines occasionally to get around people. It was fun. I don't know. I don't even know what happened on the first lap though. Honestly, I don't know if I came down into him or if he missed the corner or something. But if I came down, I feel bad because I wasn't trying to make contact with anybody. But it was a good clean race after that, and that's really all that matters. So it was a lot of fun.
Fantastic race to watch. Like one caution flag out of 80 laps, and this is just an exhibition race. I can imagine when this thing kicks off next year, with maybe get double the driver count or whatever. I mean, there was a dozen guys out there tonight, and it was Texas isn't a small track, but there's a lot of action out there tonight.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Maybe we can get some more drivers. We'll see if we can keep these long green flag runs in every race. Hopefully we can. That's what makes these races so good.
Exports in your Facebook, by the way. Yeah,
awesome.
That was it was kind of cool. You guys had not a lot of people, but it was pretty decent racing. It did have one caution there, and a little incident on pit road where somebody got rear-ended.
Yeah, I kind of missed the pit entry, and then Joven happened to be there, and I think I inadvertently kind of used him as a brake, and he actually got a black flag from it. So I feel really bad about that because it was entirely my fault, and I should have gotten the black flag, but I got away scot-free, and he had his race basically ended. But I felt bad about that.
Then, of course, on that caution one, you had an issue with you overshot your pit.
So that was an interesting one because no matter what angle I positioned myself in, it wouldn't service me. So it wasn't that I was too far forward, it was saying I was too far to the right, which I wasn't. Which I don't understand that very much. But
some of the tracks do, not a lot of them, but there are a few of them out there that have pit road stalls that are kind of messed up, and I've seen that before.
I mean, I've used this version of the track before. I've seen it happen before. I just forgot about it. So after I adjusted for it and started entering a little short and a little far to the left, it all didn't have any further issues. But I just feel bad about ruining the 93's race there. He was fast all night long, and I don't know. He got a 30-second penalty or something as well.
You'd feel bad about ruining Jovan's night? Come on now. If I beat him, I wouldn't feel bad.
Nah, it's Joven. He's always raced me clean. He's a
good
friend of mine,
I know.
So.
he is a talent. I always say I love racing with him because he makes me better.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been a great three-way battle between myself, the 29, and him if that 30-second penalty didn't happen, and if I didn't give him another black flag after that. So he absolutely deserved to be up there. He's a fantastic driver, and he'll be back up there.
Oh, absolutely,
sure. So.
Well, Blaine, unless you got any more, we'll let Tyler thank some people, and I think what we'll do is we'll get Toby up here and let him talk to us about how the race went. So.
Yeah, man, congratulations, Tyler, on the win. Yeah, hopefully, if I'm not broadcasting these things, I gotta start racing again. I keep saying that, and looks like it's gonna be a cool spot to do it at.
I agree. It's a great group of people so far, and I hope hope it just keeps getting better.
Oh yeah, and thanks a lot for the free cam thing. That the stuff you do for the community is amazing. So yeah, thank you for doing all that stuff too. Yeah, I'm leaning. I still have version 2.3.1. I still use that one.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm glad it's helping you out.
I always try the new ones, and I'm like, there's newer ones. Yeah.
So
one,
is everything supposed to slide it over you? Hey, Blaine, try this out.
Yeah. Well, one of them they clip different. Every version clips the models a little different, and I just like the way 2.3.1 works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what I did with the third version is I implemented the clipping fix into a different program. So I can help you out with that later if you'd like.
Oh, okay, yeah, because the newest one, you can actually launch it without having the game running, which is kind of cool. But then I didn't like the way the clipping reacts a little bit differently. But there's a way to fix it?
There is, yeah. I'll show you later.
Well, look at that.
Stuff.
See, Rod, all I had to do is ask.
Supposed to be.
No, all you need to do is get me to push and push and push to get it for you.
Thanks, Tyler.
No problem, man.
Hey, good win, buddy.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
I made a new
Toby,
friend. His name's
we brought
Tyler
you up there in
Mallon.
the booth with
Hey guys, yeah, what a race, huh?
Man, for an exhibition race, that was phenomenal. One yellow, a dozen guys. Great race.
Yeah, let's not talk about that yellow. That's who
Yeah.
caused. I'm a little rusty, but no, as a driver, a little disappointed in the race today. But as a staff member, I was really pleased with the way these guys stepped up to the plate.
Oh, guys were passing to the right. Guys were passing to the left. They were overtaken on pit road. Like it was very, very cool to watch, especially at Texas, which is not like the easiest track because of how much you got to lift going into those corners and stuff. But yeah, these guys, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, you saw a bit of everything. You saw some wall scraping off turn 2 and some green flag pit stops and then some strategy under, late in the race, and it paid off. So next week we're gonna be doing the same thing. So if you're watching, you're out there, you want to join us, get a little more than a dozen, maybe get 20, 25 drivers out here really doing it up. We're gonna be doing this again next Tuesday, 9 o'clock. This is they've said it a million times probably, but this is the Moboil 10 Cup Series, and it's our very first race that we just ran, and it couldn't have gone better.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and like again, the number one link in the description below, the one at the very top, you're going to see it. It's the Facebook page, and you start scrolling. There's a lot of stuff. There's rules, a list of tracks with the schedule, all the links to download the mod, download the car files, upload your car files if you have custom paint schemes, and all that good stuff. Everything you need is there on the Moboil 10 Facebook page. But yeah, man, thanks, Toby, for showing interest in the Tarnation TV product, man. That's awesome to be branching out, and we did a lot of work for Talladega Nights, and those guys allowed me to just kind of use and abuse them really, and get my broadcast kind of to where I needed it. Worked out all the kinks, and other leagues are coming at us now wanting the services. So yeah, thank you very much for reaching out.
It's well deserved. I mean, I've seen your progress throughout the last couple of years, and the way you were just taking reins over at Talladega Nights, and just calling it up there in the booth. It's been amazing to watch, and we're gonna have a great partnership because we're doing at least 6 more broadcast races throughout the 48, I think, races this season. So it's gonna be a long season. A lot of points battles, a lot of rivals. A lot of different things to watch out for. But I want to thank you both for being up here in the booth on such short notice, and of course Keith and the staff at Prime Racing for being able to get us a server at the last minute. We had our bumps, but we made it work, and it was well worth it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we were kind of wondering what facility we were going to use. Yeah, Primetime Racing League allowing you to use their server to host this. So that was very, very cool. I forgot about that. Do you have a race server? Are you doing the RLM Arena thing, or are you piggybacking with Primetime for the time being?
So for the time being, there's discussions of piggybacking with Prime Time. Each person there, it's not necessarily an ownership thing, more it's just like each person runs their own series and chips in the equal amount. So it's a great way to just be able to not have to do everything on the back end for one series that we're running. And the guys over there, you saw some racing tonight, and they've been doing it for years, and they're some of the best out there. So if I'm able to squeeze my way in there and get a Tuesday night slot, that's going to make things a lot easier. So yes, keep an eye out on the Prime Time Facebook page. More likely than not, you'll start seeing some Moboil pin posts there. And you can find us on our official page on Facebook, which I'm sure is in the description of the stream.
Yeah, it's facebook.com/group/a gigantic number. So don't even, you'd be better off just to make one of those little bit link things, whatever they call them, the tiny URLs, and have a custom thing like that to shorten it up. But yeah, click that link in the description below.
All of those details for later. I'm just going to enjoy tonight. It was good.
Yeah.
Good
It's
race.
all finesse from here on out.
Right. All right. Thanks, Blaine. Thanks, Rod.
Thanks, Toby. There you go, Toby Roberson, the man behind the league. Got this thing going, and it's very ambitious. So we hope to ride the coattails off into the horizon.
Yeah, it was a good broadcast. I mean, it wasn't a lot of cars, but I think you'll probably see, because of, like he had explained, some of it was a little bit short notice. And so because it was that, you're not going to get a lot of these guys that raced on Tuesdays with Talladega Nights or Prime Time that had some of the Tuesday night leagues going that were no longer going. So these guys have been looking for places to go. And I think you'll see, especially being that it was a broadcast race tonight and, just the first race, I think next week we'll have probably, I'm going to say probably double the cars.
Yeah, because, like you said too, and it's exhibition. It makes sense. You want to kind of get the word out there a little bit, and having a couple exhibition races it's a pretty good plan. The league will only grow, and if they're piggybacking with Prime Time, then they have an established server, and it should be a lot of fun, and the racing will be good, because a lot of these drivers too race at Prime Time, but then a lot of them don't. So you're getting like a little bit of a mesh going on there too. So
you had a lot of drivers that were from Prime Time tonight, but you also had drivers like Toby and Jovan, and I'm not sure what league they did run previous. I know Toby did mention something about it, but these guys are just trying to get something started, and you got because it helps when you're using like a Prime Time Racing League server, because you've got them guys are already there. They're going to come over and race with you because, like I said, currently they have nothing going on Tuesdays. So I think, like I said, I predict we'll probably have at least 20, maybe 25 cars next week.
And that's the thing, like you said about the broadcast, like it's fun to call these races, but you want to see at least 10 people show up. Any less than 10, and it's harder to call a broadcast. It's harder to broadcast a race when there's less than 10 drivers. In an exhibition, it's totally understandable, but yeah, you want some names on the stat sheet. So, coming out here tonight and getting a dozen, that's pretty awesome, and it can only go up from there. And as you saw too, with one yellow on 80 laps, it's 76 of those laps were green flag racing, green flag pitting, and phenomenal tight racing. So next week we're going to Las Vegas. So yeah, join Rod and I here next Tuesday, which will be December 17th, 2024. Will be a Las Vegas Motor Speedway for another exhibition run here at the Moboil 10 series. And thanks a lot for coming out, Rod. It's fun to broadcast with you, buddy. It's been a while. You got any last words, or you want me to wrap it up?
I apologize. It has been a while, but then again, my Tuesdays were busy with racing with Primetime Racing League, being one of the admins, and of course that one shut down, and so now it's opened up for me a little bit. And of course, before with the other ones, I couldn't get to you on Fridays because something else. Now that Friday deal is cleared away, so should it happen again, I could do Fridays. But yeah, I miss it. I like doing this. It's a lot of fun. Great. I have a great time with you doing this. Yeah, just sometimes life doesn't give you the time to always do what you want to do. So
Yeah, but like we can find time to do it, and it's always, it's like riding a bike. You get right back in there, and you don't even realize you've been gone for a month or two. So, yeah,
absolutely,
man, we'll see you back here next Tuesday. And,
absolutely, bud.
Yeah, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.